Hi Eric, thanks for taking time to meet with me today as I kind of discuss a little bit of an idea I have for our company to try to better it a little bit. I already kind of enjoy working with Skyline a bit, and I assume you do too.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's been kind of fun to watch the company grow a little bit over the past years as well. Before I get too much into all the detail stuff, you have plans going on this weekend?
Oh, family stuff. Going down camping with nieces and nephews and my brothers and sisters, so it's gonna be exciting.
That should be fun. Actual like outdoorsy kind of camping, or
Yeah,
more of them?
it's just at my parents' place, just because it's easier to do it there as opposed to going out finding a campground. So
Gotcha.
it's nice.
Very cool. Well, anyhow, going back to what I was talking about, I have an idea to maybe better Skyline a little bit. So as you know, we're an IT consulting company, and our mission statement is to better people's lives through the use of information technology. So, and it's broad for a reason because there's a ton of different ways that we can do that. I've been around the company for about 4 years or so. You've been around for two and a half? 3 years? Okay, so we're coming from the same kind of perspective. And as we've grown from about 100 associates from about the time you got hired to now about 150, each individual team has also grown along with that. So we have the same practices we had with, like when you got hired even before me, our custom software team, our online marketing team, our portals team. We also did have our BI team and our ITBC at the same time, but those have really kind of ramped up. And now we even have the new cloud and infrastructure enablement team. So all of a sudden, I've been watching our organization and we have lots more different silos of information. And I just kind of worry that as we continue to grow, each one of those silos is going to become more and more isolated from each other, which from what I've experienced at our past clients, they're looking for more of a full solution. They're not necessarily just looking for someone who can come in and work on their intranet portal. They're maybe looking for someone to come in and do that and brand their public-facing part of that portal as well, which kind of falls under the online marketing, their work. Or they want some form of custom software, but they also want to tie into with their e-commerce website, which again, you have the custom software team mixed in with the online marketing team. And then over time, that same client might want a whole bunch of stats and trends and that sort of information on their sales data. And that's where the BI team comes into play. However, at this point, we're not really selling or promoting the other practices. So what exposure do you have outside of your group, the custom software team?
As I said, I have very basic knowledge when it comes to some of the other things. I know possibilities, the potential, but when it comes down to the details, it's way over my head.
Have you ever been asked from a client or just from someone else, hey, what else do you guys do in Skyline in general? Or could you guys help us with X project? And you kind of identified, okay, it's not a custom software thing. Maybe it's not another practice of Skyline. Have you kind of had that feeling, or what's that situation been like?
I was gonna say, it's been pretty common for people to want to do more stuff. It sometimes gets a little hairy because they get nervous. Is this going to be this whole other project? Are we going to have to get 4 more people from Skyline in? But I've had a lot where they've requested kind of different Skyline things because Skyline has its name out there as a good company, so they like working with it. At least in my experience.
And one person's not going to know everything.
Right.
Yeah. So sometimes some of our clients assume that, hey, if you're a consultant, you're going to know everything that we want you to do, which that's almost impossible. But if we at least know the proper resources, and if we can find those resources right at Skyline, that's a big benefit, I think. I kind of had a similar experience at my past client where they brought me in to build a custom application from the ground up. But we got to a point where they really wanted to do a whole lot of reporting, get a lot of metrics, do some trends and some projections out in the future. And I told them, I know about those technologies, but the people in our BI team, they're the ones that are going to help you a lot more than what I can. I could probably write you some basic reports, but it'll take me a lot longer, and they can get you a lot more value. And I felt like if I would have known more about that from the start, I would have maybe sales pitched it to them a little bit more explicitly. I kind of found out more and more as I worked with our business development manager and a few other people how to approach that situation. But that kind of opened my eyes that there are a lot more opportunities for Skyline outside of just a custom software project, an online marketing project. I think they're bigger than that. So, and I also think, just from your perspective or mine, it would help us talk more about the Skyline brand in general. You and I could talk days on end about the custom software team, but maybe we could only talk 5 minutes about the new cloud and infrastructure enablement team. Where in reality, our clients could probably use help from, maybe the full spectrum of our offerings. So do you think Skyline could benefit from something like this in the future?
I think they could benefit a lot, because I know in my experience, when I get a task and they want me to build reports, it's like, okay, I need to figure out how to do this, and then I, stumble through it for a couple days, and by the time I actually figure it out and start working on it, probably could have given it to someone who was very familiar with that stuff, and it could have been done at that point. But, that's one of the things where we're off doing our work and we're just focused on what we're trying to do, where we take a step back and think, oh, Skyline already has people who know how to do this. It'd be cheaper for the client to provide them better value and more reuse long term, because it's gonna be written better. It's one thing where you never stop and think about all the other things. At least I don't.
Agreed. I think that happens a lot. I think those are missed opportunities that we could be capitalizing on. How do you think the associate base would, accept an idea like this? We may have some people on, let's say, our portals and collaboration team that's all that they want to know is portals and collaboration. They really don't care about the other practices. And they may say, well, I don't want to participate in cross-training because I'd rather focus in on what I'm good at. Do you think in general the associate base would be open to a cross-training initiative, or what hurdles do you think we might have?
I think it'd be a mix, because, people want to learn stuff, but they also want to be home and spend time with their families. So you have to kind of find that balance, and if it's a 2-hour training and the first half hour is just kind of talking about stuff and it's not really relevant to them and it's too detailed, you have to find that balance of really getting what people want to know, what's going to provide the best value for Skyline overall, and what's going to provide value for them, because they don't need to know the details. They need to know what can we do, and how can I sell this to clients.
More of a general awareness.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would agree. They don't need to know the exact details, but as long as they have an openness to know what this different practice does, then they can better recognize it at a client site and say, hey, we have this other offering that I think can help you, they can put the pieces together a little bit better there. Yeah. And I think there's a number of different implementations we could actually use for this cross-training. I have a few ideas. I won't go through them with you now, but in general, it sounds like you think the idea would be good for us moving forward. So with that, my future steps here is I want to go and talk to my leader and then potentially more members of the senior leadership team. Would you mind if I use your name as a reference, saying, hey, Eric he's on board and he's probably going to talk to a few other of our colleagues to gauge their input. Are you willing to kind of come along with me for this?
Oh yeah, definitely. It sounds like a good idea, and I think, as a majority company, they can get on board with it. So
awesome. Sounds great. Well, Eric, I'd like to thank you for your time.
thank you.